So, 2014. And this feels weird because it's another series I'm just building up. Because My Little Pony Equestria Girls Rainbow Rocks, which I know, I'm just going to say this here, first and foremost. Even though it's not on the 2014 one, I would say Rainbow Rocks is the best out of out of the four Equestria Girls we got, which is Equestria Girls, Rainbow Rocks, Friendship Games, and I think something forest. It's something to do with the forest. Rainbow Rocks is the best one, but that's what I'm moving for 2014. So, too bad. I'm also going to reference Intimidation Games. Because, yeah, that also came out this year. And I just like it. A lot of the time I don't go with more real stories. Because there were some stories that, like, my dad's like, oh yeah, this is real, so it's really good. And it's like, you're showing me literally horrifying things, but because it's real, it's good. Yeah. And I don't mind stories that talk about dark topics. But, and again, if you like that stuff, good. It was a story about, like, I think the people who were, like, trafficked, and it was really dark and after I'm like, no. Because there's certain things, if it gets a little bit too real, and I mean real as in really after, it, like, the same thing with, like, bath salt. At a certain point, I'm like, nope, I'm out. I haven't reviewed that because I did not finish it fully, and I never will. But that's besides the point on all fronts. I also want to point out one movie that I know a lot of people are going to say is bad, and you know what? You're right. Well, it's bad, but I love it. I know it's not good. There's a couple of, like, story beats that I know a lot of people have, which is interesting. But overall, I like the concept. I like Scarlett Johansson's performance. And I like the sort of visual things of, like, name changing this, happening that. And I fully admit, I think even back then, a lot of people disregarded the idea of people only use 10% of your brain as not a thing. But I like it because even back then, I was like, this is not a thing. You can't just use 10% of your brain. But I like it because of that but aspect to it. The idea of, yes, I use more than 10%, but if we did only use 10% and then unlock more, what would happen? Which I find insane. But the one that I like for this one is Into the Woods. I fully admit that I've listened to some of the songs in the stage play, and I do prefer that. That's not even a... because there's some stage plays that I think are like, oh yeah, the movie version is still good. There's a couple of them that have been turned from movie to musical back to movies with music in it. And one that I would like to suggest is Heathers, but that's besides the point. Into the Woods I like because it's very much a fairy tale turned dark in that way. Because it doesn't feel like, and then there was this and this. It still has it very much, this happens. What? What? That happens? Why? Who? What? No, it just happens. You still have motives, you still have things. And a lot of the songs have this very, for instance, obviously it's a bit off because I am not a singer. Which I think goes, but it isn't my fault, I was given both beats. Can't afford, I'm both beats. And I like that sort of like, even though it's like the idea of like, oh, we're now friendly. Also, I feel, this will be the last day that you see my pumpkin. I think you can see the point. When the guys has got family. This is now gone rotten. I'll take the candle out first. But yeah. Besides the guest appearance of a pumpkin, I do think it's just really interesting. Definitely with the story. I think it's fun, exciting, and definitely when you get to some of the songs, which the only two that I would say I remember off my heart is the Your Fault and the which is Into the Woods we got to go, no way, no way to go, which I like. And I definitely like certain things, and there's one thing that I do like is throughout the sort of movie, there was a certain aspect of like, oh, here's the characters. You have the family that are dealing with the witch at Custer. You have the Rapunzel story. You have the Cinderella story, and you have Jack and the Beanstalk. And most of the fairy tales is good guys win, etc., etc. And you do get a bit of that. Jack's family sort of is fine afterwards. Actually, Red Riding Hood's also in this. Red Riding Hood has that. But I like one of the things is the couple, which is one of the first sort of like stories that you meet, which I don't know what the original story is compared to the others. I know it's probably based on a fairy tale, I just don't know what. Because you have Rapunzel, Cinderella, not Cinderella, what is Cinderella? Cinderella, Jack and the Beanstalk, and the Red Riding Hood. And then there's one where it's like a family can't give birth, and it's about like beans and that stuff. But I don't exactly know what that original fairy tale is. It probably is based off something I don't know. Or like a fairy thing. I also like, and more importantly, the reason why I'm saying this is most of the others don't, but I was surprised where one of the two, like the couple, the wife, dies. And like, was not expecting that. But I do think it's really good. I hope you enjoy it, and good night.